Today is February the 14th, 2019. So happy Valentine's Day. I am going to be doing a video for question and answers, but I also have a sick kid today, so it might be a little bit loud. She doesn't feel too good. Say hi. Okay, but I've had a few people ask some of these questions, so I just figured I'd answer them so everybody can know. But a lot of these have been answered in some of my videos, but these are all mixed up. I just wrote them down as they've been asked. But the first one is, where did I have my surgery done? Yes. I had it done at Pikeville Medical Center. And the next question is, who was my doctor? My doctor was Amy Johnson. She's the one that done the surgery. Who was amazing. I would reckon, she's amazing. I love her. The third one was I a cash patient? And if I was, how much? I was a cash patient, and my surgery itself came to $10,500, and then that was for the surgery, the hospital stay, but I had to pay separate to get my barium swallow done, and then any visits that I had in the clinic at Amy Johnson's office, I had to pay separate for them. The fourth one was, how long was I in? The surgery lasted, I couldn't honestly answer that one because I don't know, because I was out of it. But the way that the hospital works where I went at Pikeville was they took me back for surgery, and after they got my IV and everything hooked up, they let Travis and my mom come back, and they had out in the waiting room, which is where they had to go when I went back. They had monitors that like said everything, where I was at when I was in surgery, when I was coming out. So it's okay. But I think the surgery itself only took like a couple of hours, and then I think I was in recovery. I can't answer that either. I know that I think I was out of surgery for like 30 minutes, and then my mom and my husband Travis was able to come back and see me. The next one was, how bad? No. Was I sore? I did have a little bit of soreness, but it wasn't nothing too bad. I think my biggest problem was coming off the anesthesia, because I did end up getting sick a little bit, or I was nauseous. I didn't get sick, but I was really nauseous when I came off of that. Okay, the next one was, how bad was the gas? The gas for me was not bad at all. There were so many people that I follow and go on all these Facebook groups and stuff that told everybody in general to make sure you take Gas X with you. So I did. I took Gas X. I took a few more things because I was expecting the gas to be horrible. I didn't have to take any kind of gas medicine. My gas pains was not at all bad. Like, I had none. Did they send you home with any pain medicine? They did. Buster, they did send me home with pain medicine. It was Tylenol 3. I took it the first day when I was home, and maybe the first morning when I woke up, but I still have almost the entire bottle in my cabinet right now. Do I have heartburn? I have no heartburn at all. I've never had heartburn. They gave me tons of medicine, prescribed me medicine for it, because they do expect heartburn to, get really bad after the sleep. But I've never ever had heartburn. Can I tolerate all foods? I can tolerate every single bite of food that I put in my mouth, all besides bananas. I don't know if I made a video about this. Paige, no. About it, but it happened twice. The first time it happened, I ended up going to the hospital because I was really scared that I was having problems with my gallbladder. But I ended up eating a banana, and after I ate it the next day, I was like hurting so bad that I hardly couldn't stand it. Well, I went to the hospital expecting it to be my gallbladder. They done tons and tons of tests. I mean, I was in a lot of pain, and they was expecting it to be, what was it, my appendix. They thought it was my appendix, and everything came out good, which I was really, really, really shocked that all my labs came out to be so good because I knew something was wrong with me. Well, they gave me a pain shot in the hospital, and after that, the pain went away. I was still sore, like hurt a little bit in my stomach and my back, but after that, it was gone. Well, I ate another banana, I think it was maybe 2 weeks after that, not thinking anything about it, and I instantly started hurting. So that's when I did decide that it was bananas that was causing so much pain. I don't know why I can't eat them now, but that's the only thing that I cannot eat. Did I have any help after I left? I did have help, which my mom went to the hospital with me. My mother-in-law watched my 2 oldest kids when I went to the hospital, and we had the baby with us. And Travis took off a week from work. Well, he took off 5 days. He works night shift, so he took off all them nights, and then he had the first weekend. Then he took off that week, and then he had the second weekend. So altogether, he took off let's see, 9 days, I guess. So I did have a lot of help. Let's see. Do I have kids? Was it hard with them? I did. I mean, I do have kids. I think I've mentioned my kids in almost all my videos that I've done. My oldest one, he just turned 9. My middle one, she will be 6 in June, and then the baby, she turned 1 in August. So she was probably the hardest. It says, was it hard with them? Leave her alone. It was hard the most with the baby because you're not supposed to lift. I think they told me over 10 pounds. She's a tiny little thing. Here she comes. Hi. She's a tiny little thing. But I still had to lift her. Here you go. Hold up. Throw it away for me. Well, hold on. There you go. Okay. But that was the hardest part with her. My oldest son, he helps me tons in general all the time. So he was my biggest help. Why did I choose the sleeve over the full bypass? I wanted to have my organs still in the same place. I didn't want to move everything around. But I honestly wish I had the full bypass. I'm so thankful for my sleeve. I've lost almost 80 pounds now. I'm down 76 pounds, so almost 80 pounds. But I do wish I would have got the full bypass, which I may end up getting it anyway one day if I don't get down to my goal weight. I don't know. That's something that I have to consider and talk over with my husband. How much protein and what kind? Right now I've been drinking 2 different kinds. One is a muscle milk. I've been drinking strawberry in that, and I've just now bought a vanilla that I haven't tried yet. But I also have Spartan Whey. It has an isolate in it. It's an isolate protein. So as long as I randomly buy all kinds of different proteins because I get so tired of stuff. That's Paisley's. But and I drink. Let's see. I wasn't getting all my protein in, which is when they considered, found out that I was malnourished. So they wanted me to start upping my protein. So now, and I'm still struggling getting all my protein in, just because the drinks make me gag, not because they're nasty, because they're not. It's just that I'm super weak stomached. But I usually try my best to at least get 50, and I try my best to not go under 50 a day. Next question is my vitamins. Let's see, I take a B12, I take my multivitamin, and so many people say don't take a gummy, but that's the only thing that I can get down. Is I try to take anything, no matter what it is. Even beforehand, I couldn't swallow anything. I'm so weak stomached. So I do take a B12, my multivitamin, there's something else in there. There's something else. They're all in my cabinet. But the next one is how many carbs and how many calories per day. I don't count my calories. They told me, because when they found out that I was malnourished, they're like, I don't even want you to count your calories, but you need to up your carbs. Because at one point, I was eating like 20 grams of carbs a day, which is, is low. I was on I was doing a keto diet. Now, after all that, they want me to get they wanted me to get 60 carbs a day, 20 for breakfast, 20 for lunch, and 20 for supper. I don't always do that. I do try to get at least 40 a day. And I do need to up it, but it's like it mentally messes with me because since I did up my carbs, I think I've lost 2 pounds last month, which is so discouraging. So that's what they want me to do, was 20 in the morning, 20 for lunch, and 20 for supper. Okay, and my stats. Next question is my stats. My highest weight was, the very first time I went into the doctor, I weighed 297. When I ended up going back a few months later, and I actually gained a lot of weight. I ended up gaining up to 306. So 306 was my highest weight. And so I lost that because, I had to get pushed back because when I went in for my very last appointment, I weighed like 298. And I had to be below 297 before I was able to even get the surgery. But I lost that, and I ended up getting down to 287, which was my surgery weight. That's what I weighed in the day of surgery. Yeah, just be careful. My go weight, I keep saying my go weight's 180, but as long as I can get from like 180 to 199, I'm going to be fine. I just want to be below 200. And my current weight right now is 232. Yesterday I weighed in at it was 231 that I weighed in yesterday. But I'm bouncing up and down anywhere between 234 and 231. So I just said 232. I think that's what I weighed in this morning, was 232. How many months did I have to go through all of my pre-op? Mine was like 6 months altogether. I think mine ended up being like 7 months because I ended up missing a month. Or I ended up not missing the month, but I don't know what happened, but it ended up being like 7 months. But I did have to do 6 months. I had to do supervised diet. I had to do a psych evaluation. Let's see what else. I had to do, I know I had to do a nutrition class. I seen my nutritionist often. I think I seen her every month. Buster! Okay, next question is, do I exercise? I do exercise. I don't exercise as much now as I started. And I think I actually slowed down a lot when I exercised whenever I found out I was malnourished. And I don't know why I slowed down so much, but I was going to the gym with my husband. But, uh-oh, here comes Bella. Y'all know she's got to get in. But, no, don't lay on me. You're going to slobber on me. Bella, move. But I do have a treadmill at home. So I do try to at least walk on it for 20 minutes a night, and I have sucked major at that here lately, which is probably why my weight has slowed down too, but I am going to start getting back on that. Right now, I'm wanting to start toning up. Bella, move. Right now, I'm wanting to start toning up my arms because my arms are they're getting horrible. I need to start working on my legs and doing things like that, so I need to start going back with him. Okay, do I have hair loss? I did start getting hair loss. It was about, let's see, what am I? Be 5 months post-op. So I started getting hair loss around 4 months, and it wasn't horrible. I nursed my youngest child and my second child for over a year, and I had more hair loss when I was nursing them than what I do now. I am trying to, that's another reason I'm trying to up my protein, because I don't want my hair to get thin, which I have super, super thick hair anyway. So it's not noticeable. But I have lost hair, and it did start around 4 months. Okay, and the last question, which so many people want to know about, is, and I even made a video about this too, so y'all can probably go back and find it and watch it, but sex after the surgery. Like I said, I had very, very low pain. Like, some people I know struggle. And I mean, and how can you not? You just got some of your stomach taken out. So, I mean, it was completely different for me. I walked through my door the day I came home from the hospital, and I washed a load of clothes. So, I mean, like I said, mine wasn't bad. So, some people may have had sex often, I mean, you know, like sooner than what I have. But I think, I'm not going to swear to this because I forgot, and I went to try to go back and find the video, but I got distracted. But I think mine was maybe 4 weeks post-op. And only reason that I didn't then was because of my stomach. I mean, I didn't set up infection on my stomach, but I set up an allergic reaction to the glue on my stomach, which was kind of painful. And I think I had videos, I mean, a picture of how bad my stomach got, and it was swelled and red and everything else. So it was like 3 or 4 weeks for me, which, you know, like I said, some wait longer, some wait sooner. It all depends on how you feel. Do I plan on having any like tummy tucks or skin removal or anything like that? I do. But I will have to pay for that, and because my insurance doesn't cover it. So I do plan on having that. And what do I plan on having done? I'm more than likely will get my thighs done, because my thighs are starting to bother me now. I've really considered my arms, but I don't know if I want to really deal with my arms or not. I guess I'm going to have to wait till I get to my go weight to see for sure on my arms, because I do still have a lot of fat on them. I'm definitely 110% going to get a breast lift, because them bad boys have sagged bad. And so, I mean, I don't want implants or anything like that, because right now I still got a large amount of breast, but I do want to lift, and I will get my stomach, the tummy tuck also. So that's all the questions that I have, but if y'all have any questions that y'all want me to answer from just my surgery in general, I don't care one bit. I do have an Instagram account. I think it's SavingCrystal_one-sleeved-mama or something like that, and I post pictures and try to keep updated things on that. But if there's anything else, any other questions y'all want me to answer, just let me know, and I'll post a updated picture at the end of this video. Bye.